Good morning, this beautiful Sunday, and this is the Conscious Hour. And today is the Conscious Hour update. And how do we get out of this problem? Check this out. I'll be giving my comments.
Pepe Esser, our friend of the show, reported that there's been around 81 Iranian tankers and counting that have actually made it through this blockade. And there's also reports that Iran may have seized another ship in the Strait of Hormuz. You know, Iran is putting out the olive branch to the United States, saying we can discuss a 30-day kind of timeline for ending the war, but they are being very clear that nuclear talks are not going to be had. And then, of course, this is a sticking point for the U.S.'s war narrative.
And the reason why it's a sticking point for the U.S. narrative is that they're saying that Iran wants to build nuclear weapons. This is the lie. This is the fundamental problem with this administration. Is that, oh, they're building, we've told the world they're building nuclear weapons. They're going to build nuclear weapons, putting the fear like Iran's the problem. Iran doesn't want a nuclear weapon, never has wanted a nuclear weapon. They have nuclear fissile material to run their reactors. Yes, you know, reactors, they produce electricity and also radioisotopes. So let's keep going here.
Talk about the impact of of this war, given what is an obvious at this point. Both sides are not budging, and there's no reason to believe that Iran will budge at all in the coming days and weeks.
Well, I mean, I think Iran has made very, very clear when it goes into negotiation, it has the upper hand, it holds the stronger cards. It is not going to concede anything at the negotiating table that the US has not been able to win in kinetic war on the battlefield. And so I think Iran sees itself as definitely having the stronger hand, the upper hand. It essentially has proposed a three-phase process of negotiation. Let's figure out, you know, what are the conditions that we need in order to stop the war, which entail essentially security for Iran, non-aggression towards Iran and also in Lebanon. And then the second phase of this would be a discussion around the Strait of Hormuz. And then the third part, which is the most involved and complex, would be regarding, nuclear capacity, nuclear enrichment, etc. So it's put out a very, very rational and logical approach to de-escalation. I believe that it's, negotiating or offering the olive branch in good faith. And of course, from as far as we can see, the U.S. is not agreement capable. It will pretend to negotiate, then it will, bomb the negotiators. It will call all kinds of subterfuge. If you look at the history of U.S. negotiation, it really isn't a good precedent. I mean, for example, think of North Korea, think of Libya, think of Syria, think of the 380 treaties the indigenous nations signed with the United States. It just simply isn't agreement capable, as Sergei Lavrov put it. And so I think the Iranians are putting forth their best foot. They're putting forth their good offices. They want to negotiate and de-escalate, but they're not afraid of, kinetic war.
There you have it, folks. Think of it this way. We've invaded more countries than any country in the world, okay? That's fact. So we're the predator. We like a military-industrial complex. We want to control the world. Okay, that's fine. Who the we is, that's it's basically Mossad CIA, okay? It's that mindset, the bankers. They want to control everything. But we have a whole nother part of the world, which is the majority of the world, that just wants to live in peace. So Iran is the signator to this indigenous old traditional culture. Hey, let's just live together. You can be my neighbor. Let's work together. That isn't part of the war model. And when Smedley Butler wrote the book in 1935, he said war's a racket. He was saying at the end of World War I know why they had World War I. It could have been avoided, but we should stop all other wars because it's just a machine to make profits for the military-industrial complex. It never stopped. That's the psychopathy that we've been living in. Now, the question is, why are we even debating this? Iran has the capacity to destroy and liquidate the entire region. And now maybe on mainstream media, you're starting to see the capacity of their bombs. If you don't understand the missiles and all the capacity, go to the YouTube channel, go to the Conscious Hour, and surf the videos that I produced over time for the last, ever since it started. There's over 700 videos there. You'll see the intensity of their weapons and how they can destroy Israel. Israel is the size of New Jersey. But they've kind of sat back and tried to just say, come on, we're going to destroy the U.S. military bases. We're going to destroy some of your infrastructure. Maybe you megalomaniacs will wake up and realize war is not the answer. You bit the tail of the wrong animal. China and the world has come together and said, no, leave these people alone. Russia's involved. India's involved. Everybody that's in that BRICS there, everybody's supporting one thing. Let's stop this thing. Let's build a global economy. Let's stop this war machine. That war machine is gangster capitalism. So start spreading the word. Every time you mention what's going on, say, yeah, it's just gangster capitalism. And the West wants to be the gangster. The gangster is who? Right now, the president is Donald Trump. He's the gangster. Before that, it was Joe Biden. Before that, it was, keep going all the way back. Each one perpetuated the wars. Each one were war profiteers. Let's end the cycle. This is the Conscious Hour. It's Sunday. It's the day of Jesus. People go to church on Sunday. They go to church on Saturday. So let's do one thing. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not judge. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. How about that for a Sunday greeting? If you like what I say, if you like what I do, please do me a favor. Donate. I've never received any money. Donate. I need to go to the next phase so I can become out there and start broadcasting and interviewing people around the world to do one thing: create solutions and create heaven on earth, where we can build a global economy with mutual respect for all sovereign nations. How about that? Do you like that idea? Leave your comments. Leave your ideas. If you've got a strategy to make that happen, let me know. You can come on the show and talk. This is the Conscious Hour. It's your Conscious Hour. It's our Conscious Hour to come together, bring our collective minds together, and roll out the solutions. And anybody's in our way, we bring out the steamroller and just get rid of them. But they want to be on board. You know why? Because they like making money. This is the Conscious Hour. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and please donate.